Hi, I'm Larry Tyler, owner of SimpliFlo, where we take the complicated out of your business cash flow and make it simple and easy for you, allowing you to better understand and interpret your cash flow in order to improve your operational effectiveness and your profitability. I was recently given what I call the golden key. This golden key consists of three components: purpose, profit, and productivity. Today, in this short video, I want to address profit. Over the years, I've noticed two big events that happen for businesses. And number one is a lack of true profit on a year in, year out basis. Number two is that the owner does not take a market-based wage out of the business. By profit, I mean pre-tax profit. And by real, what I mean is real tangible dollars that you can hold on to. You might be asking, well, how can I do that? To me, it's simple. It's easy. You take the profit out first, and you take your salary out first out of the business. And you might be saying, well, I cannot do either one or both. What you're recommending there. The key thing to do first is focus your business on profitability. Most businesses focus on revenue growth and growing big and tall, getting more and more revenues, whereas quite often the issue is first become profitable within your current business model and operations. Many times I find too, an accepted behavior of focusing on tax avoidance. And I suggest this is a detriment to sustainability of your business. And this is a poor business model to follow. And often people use taxes as an excuse for bad performance in their business. And I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form you shouldn't get the best possible advice to help you reduce your tax liability, but that should not be the tax avoidance issue, should not be the major focus of your business model. If you're not paying taxes, there's two possibilities. One, you're not profitable. Number two, you're cheating. And either one of these ought to be corrected. The reality is, if you want a healthy business that is sustainable, renewable, you must be profitable and take your profits out first. And the same is true for the owner's salary. Which picture represents your business and your profits? Dripping like a leaky faucet, barely coming out, or as a fire hose? What would you like to see? Well, I was given, I think, the answer, what I call top line accounting. It's about flipping your income statement upside down. The bottom line is your profit, the business profits. Flip that up to where you're focusing on what is right, what you ought to be focused on, and your priorities. If you want the business to sustain year after year, you must make profits. And if you want to sustain as the owner and take care of your family and all that's needed there, you must take out your salary out first, a market-based salary. Neither one you may not be able to achieve initially, but it can be worked on. The reality is too is that what you want out of life as a business owner, for yourself, your family, and possibly charitable organizations, or to make a difference in the world, for the most part, comes as a result of a healthy business. It comes out of that business. So the top line accounting focuses on the right picture, the big picture. Take your profits out first, put those, whatever that may be, and put those in a different bank account each time you make a deposit. Take out your market-based salary whenever you can. Some of these it takes working up to, and take that out first every month. and put in another bank account. A fund to make a difference in the world it can be the same thing. But the key is that most accounting situations from accounting professionals and CPAs use GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. And by, I'll say, gravity, we run our businesses using the GAAP formulas. And I contend and suggest that there's two fatal flaws with the GAAP formula. And GAAP is great. It's well-meaning, but it's for external reporting purposes only, and should not be used, in my experience, to help manage internally your business and to drive the business forward, to help it sustain. And these two issues go against that GAAP promotes very overtly, goes against human nature, human behavior. And the first one is what comes in, you turn it in the form of revenues, income, usually almost all goes back out. You spend everything that comes in, and that's called Parkinson's Law. And the second big issue, if you look at your income statement, what's at the top? And what comes first, you pay attention to and gets taken care of. What comes at the bottom, you hardly even notice. And that's called the primacy effect. So one of the keys to flipping the income statement upside down is let's focus on what's right. And if you take your salary out first and the profit out of the business first, then you've got something left to manage and work with, but you've got some profit to sustain the business. This is an example of the top line accounting format. I'm not going to, at this point, tell why I have total receivables here instead of sales. That's a whole nother video. But this shows you take out your profit first, the owner's salary, possible, and taxes. So you make sure these are taken out and taken care of. And you might be able to deduce real quickly, well, my plate of expenses to deal with is way too big. There's not enough plate there to fit all these expenses onto. And possibly, and I'll suggest again, this is not an automatic thing, but you got to start somewhere, I believe, and work up to it. But by having a smaller plate of expenses, you become more frugal, you become more pointed and focused on being creative in your business to make it work. And isn't that what we're supposed to be doing anyway? Does your business matter? Are you serious about your business? Does it matter to the audience that you're called to serve? If you were to just evaporate today, would anybody care? Well, sure they would. You have a creative product or services that's needed by the audience that you're called to serve. So the top line accounting is like what they do. They advertise and show and want you to do on an airplane. You put your oxygen mask on first. If you matter to the audience you're called to serve with your great products and services, then you've got to take care of yourself first. Think back with me a couple hundred years. If you're a business owner, there's a high probability you had land, and you worked that land some way, somehow, to produce a product to take to market, to exchange, to grow the business and provide for your family. Most of those businesses back then had a mule, and the mule was probably the most important aspect or tool of that particular business. And you didn't work your mule 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. You did not feed it. You always you didn't misabuse it or didn't provide a healthy environment for it, because you knew that if you didn't take care of that mule, you weren't going to get the work done, and products weren't going to be taken to market, and you weren't being able to provide for your family. So you took care of the mule. Fast forward 200 years now, And you, as the business owner, are that mule. You've got to take care of yourself. You've got to pay yourself a market-based salary. You've got to take time away from that business so that you can refresh. You've got to take care of yourself because you are the mule. There's no grace in the marketplace. Many people that I know feel like, well, I'm a good guy. I'm religious. I pray. I go to church on Sunday, and God will take care of my business. He's concerned about the business, but we must employ reasonable, good business practices in order to become a healthy business, to sustain. And that's what I believe, by generating a profit, working on the profits first, the top line accounting, take your profits out first, and your market-based wage first allows you to stay in business, and you won't be seeing this going out of business sign. Where you are today in your business, can you afford to stay there with what all's going on in the economy? And I believe top line accounting is a way, a path forward to help make sure that you do sustain your business. I want to help. I want to see you sustain in your business. I want to see you provide through your business all that you and your family desire for it and want. And that can only be done when you soar. If I can be of help, please contact me. I'm here to help you to grow your business. Thank you.